Katrina, as most of you know, has become a monster of a hurricane, a Category 5 storm.
An Army National Guard helicopter today rescued people from rooftops, fragile islands in the floodwaters.
Hurricane Sandy crashing on shore, winds now at 90 miles per hour.
We've got a significant problem on our hands, so we have a lot of work to do.
The United States is no stranger to devastating hurricanes, but few people spend their time thinking about the next one. Here in Tampa Bay, it's easy to just live in the moment. But this is one of the most vulnerable areas in the country to extreme weather and rising sea levels. Global warming is likely to bring more of both. Tampa Bay hasn't been hit by a major hurricane since 1921, but there's been no lack of near misses. Some scientists point to location, others to luck. Most agree that the city is overdue for the next big storm.
When there's a storm anywhere in the Atlantic Ocean, I keep a watchful eye upon it.
Mark Luther studies the effects of climate change and lives with the risks. A professor of marine science, he's seen water from the bayou steadily encroach on his low-lying neighborhood in St. Petersburg.
A major hurricane, if it came right up Tampa Bay in just the right direction, could completely cover this house and most of the houses in this neighborhood.
In 2010, Tampa Bay's Planning Council released a simulation of what could happen if a Category 5 hurricane hit. It was called Project Phoenix. The report found that nearly 500,000 buildings could be destroyed, 41 million tons of debris could pile up, and more than 2,000 people could lose their lives. Jessica Lopez lives in what the county calls an emergency management hotspot. Her mobile home floods regularly. Last summer, during a tropical storm, the septic tank in her backyard overflowed. She was 6 months pregnant.
It wasn't safe. We couldn't really go outside the house because the feces covered the yard and everything was so gross. Pretty much the people that are here, we are stuck here because we don't have the money.
Even in a Category 3 hurricane, Jessica's home could end up underwater. That's according to models by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA. Across Tampa Bay, analysts estimate more than 1.5 million buildings could be destroyed in a Category 5 storm, costing the city up to $175 billion.
All of this, infrastructure is very old. I mean, this is one of the older parts of Tampa that developed first. This was, decades and decades and decades ago before we even gave any thought to sea level rise. And so no one was thinking, gee, maybe we shouldn't build homes at sea level because it really was not subject to hazards all that often.
Vital infrastructure is also at risk. In a major storm, NOAA predicts the bridges leading to the Tampa hospital could be compromised, making it nearly inaccessible. Despite these drastic warnings, developers are betting on a bright future. The city's port is getting an upgrade, and there's a building boom on the waterfront. Maya Burke sits on the Planning Council. She says complacency about climate change is hard to overcome.
Because it's not urgent in the everyday worry sense that people are thinking about, there might be a tendency to put it off and think that we can act later. But we can't. Really, the time to act is now if we want to make this place resilient so that we can still be comfortable and enjoy the way of life that we have here in Tampa Bay.
Mark knows that life here is tenuous, but he doesn't dwell on it.
Every morning when I walk out to get the paper, I see dolphins frolicking in the bayou and roseate spoonbills walking around the edge of the bayou. So it tends to make you forget about all those sorts of things.